The basin reserve, but a pretty good-looking strip promised a reasonable balance between bat and ball if you were prepared to work hard. Undeterred by the failure of his decision to bat first at Christchurch, Sri Lanka skipper Mahela Jayawardene made the same choice when he called correctly on day one. Despite the failure of his middle order, he also named an unchanged team, giving a second opportunity to Chamara Silva despite his pair on debut. And after his first Test century, Sangakkara again left the keeping duties to Prasanna Jayawardene. New Zealand saw no need to change their winning formula, the same 11 taking the field and the new ball as they had done in Christchurch. So let's get to the action. We will join play early in the Sri Lankan first innings.
So, first ball of the second Test match, and Bond bowling to Turanga. Oh, that's a beauty. And a little bit of swing too from the pace bowler, away from the left-hander. Big appeal. Just the impression was it hit him outside the line. But certainly clearing the throats early on.
Well, that's always the impression with Chris Martin, is pitching outside the line. It's a marginal thing, and also whether he actually was going to go on and hit the stumps. The thing about Chris Martin is that he's always taking it away from the left-hander. Of course, he's always the exception to the rule, but predominantly the ball is going to miss the off stump. Now, it pitched outside, and it probably missed off. Good decision.
And he's gone. An early wicket. Fleming takes the catch at first slip, and Martin strikes early.
Superb bowling, really good early on to bring the batsman forward, and you can see that the bat is open. It is angled towards the slips. I mean, it is such a basic error by Jai Surya. Comfortable catch to Fleming, and that is an excellent start for Chris Martin. Jai Surya, naught. It's 0 for 1.
He got this very fine, and that will be a boundary. Got it away with a little bit of difficulty, but nevertheless kept over the top of it. So the first boundary of the Test match registered. Oh, absolute beauty. And Sangakkara is a batsman in form, remember, and he was done like a dinner. That's a good shot. That'll go to the boundary. Pretty quick outfield, and the best shot of the morning so far.
Clear example of if you bowl a loose ball, a bit short and a bit wide, then this pitch is going to provide you pace and bounce, and you can just lean on the ball and put it into the gap and pick up good runs. Good stroke from Turanga.
In the air and over the top, is it? Let's watch the umpire. Yes, it is. He got plenty on that. Good stroke by Sangakkara. He took on Shane Bond, and he needed to get plenty on it because Bond is positioned right on the ropes.
You know, I think for a minute, Nisbo, he might have just been a bit worried. It did go up a little bit quickly for his liking. He tends to hit the ball down. There's 2 men out.
That's gone through. It was a victory of sorts for the bowler. It wasn't a convincing shot, but he's picked up 4 runs. One of the ironies of cricket, I guess.
There's a little nick there. It's a beauty, and Turanga's going to go. He walked. He walked, and I'm not sure whether Brian Durling was going to give him. Certainly he left before the finger went up, so that's good news for him, but bad news for his team. 27 for 2.
Yes, well, Chris Martin, he was appealing, pleading with Brian Durling. Please give it out. He thought he'd hit it. He knew he'd hit it. Those behind the stumps, Brendan McCullum and the slips, they certainly knew. Martin was pleading with Brian Durling, and Turanga walked off. He's now gone. Another wicket for Chris Martin. Superb bowling this morning for him. He's gone for 7, Turanga, and it's 27 for 2.
That's magnificent. Gee, he had so much time there. Terrific. pulled away along the ground, and Jacob Oram will haul that in because he is an athlete. They'll get 2, so good cricket all round. It's been sparkling stuff. Brilliant throw. Gee, that's as good as out cricket as you'll get, and it wasn't a bad shot either.
Well, just some superb cricket. Slightly short, pulled away. Jacob Oram does very well. He's a big man, but he is an athlete. Superb fielder. There it is. Taps it inside, and then here we go. Check this out. Not too high off the ground. He's got a great arm, Jacob Oram, right over top of the stumps.
Oh, Bolden chopped it down, cracked him for room. It was poorly executed by J.A. Wardner. You've got to say he's a top-class player who was undone by Chris Martin again. And what a morning. What a morning.
Well, he surprised him here, Chris Martin, hasn't he? It's just come back on him, and he really didn't want to play it. Didn't want to play it at all. He just all of a sudden thrown the bat down on top of it. It's got right up the top by the sticker and just gone straight down onto the top of the stumps. Chris Martin delighted. He is certainly bowling very well this morning. And J.A. Wardner, Sri Lankan skipper, on his way for naught. It's 41 for 3.
Just not getting through to mid-on, but they're playing out in front of the body. A wristy sort of a shot. Just wondering where his first run is going to come from. Bad ball. Terrific shot through the covers.
Lovely shot, beautifully played. This is a batsman who is in prime form.
Then again, if you can dispatch a half volley like this, you can put pressure on the bowlers as well. Just look at that extension. He gets out, he makes a positive stride and just leans on it. Doesn't try to overhit it. Looks to time the ball, uses the full face of the bat. And away it goes. Always a fast outfield here at Wellington as well.
Lovely shot. Sangakkara in top form. What's been going on at the other end? He must be asking himself. Fine shot. Lovely shot by Kapugera. It was there. It was a half volley and he put it away. That's a tremendous half century for Kumar Sangakkara to follow his unbeaten 100 in the second innings of the first test in Christchurch. This has been a really outstanding batting by one of the game's top players.
Great delivery, that's in the air and just gone in the gap.
Well, I think they've worked out Kapugera. Out, caught, and they've got it. Very, very similar dismissal, Kapugera, to that in the second innings in Christchurch, playing well away from the body, and a catch to third slip. He was caught in the gully down there. He's caught at third slip now, 81 for 4.
This is a good ball here from Oram because the initial angle was angled in towards the right-hander. Drew the hands into play, and look at that straighten off the pitch. What Kapugera did wrong there was to follow it with the hands and just help it into the slips. Oram elated. Big wicket for New Zealand. They're in amongst them again. Kapugera out for 5. It's 81 for 4.
In the air and just over mid-off. Good bowling from Bond. It was the slower ball. It deceived Sangakkara, but guess what? 4 more. Ooh, that could have gone into the gully, but it's away to the fence instead. And believe me, the slips cordon were interested there.
Not out.
It's a good shout. A very good one for Daniel Vettori to just loosen off the vocal cords. Oh, he's hit that much better. That's a beautiful cricket shot. It's in the air and it'll get 4 for it, but at least it was relatively straight. Come on, at least it was relatively straight.
100 up.
That's close. That's close. My word, that snuck through. It was a quicker one from Vettori. It was 90k, and it hurried through the defences of young Silva.
It's beaten him. Loose, very, very loose.
Okay.
Last ball before lunch here on day one. And that is a fascinating session. Sri Lanka winning the toss, batting, have lost 4 wickets, but they have scored at over 4 runs and over. And it's been Sangakkara who has absolutely dominated the proceedings and the conversations out in the middle. Martin, the hero for the Black Caps, 3 wickets for 20 from 8 overs.
Bowling to the right-handed Silva.
Oh, yes, Dad. Yes, Dad.
Yes, we might see a fair bit of Daniel Vettori in this afternoon session now that Jacob Oram has been forced from the field. Well, that's beautifully played. He's hit it very fine, just inside to the right of the gully, and it picks up a boundary off the last ball of the over, and it's 125 for 4. Makes good contact here, and that's whistled away to the fence. Good stroke, just picked it up, helped it on its way.
Oh, so well controlled. Down on one knee, nice and stable, bang. It was a slightly slower ball. It was bowled from wider of the crease. Look at that in front of square, so well controlled.
Here he comes, and he's got it nicely. Good shot. There's a man down at long on waiting for him to miss it, but he hasn't missed it, and he's put it over the top. A good blow by Chamara Silva.
Gee, a brave blow. Man at long on, all you need to do is just drag that a bit. He controlled that well with the hands because he wasn't to the pitch at all. So easy to just come through with the bottom hand there and drag that too far to the onside where there was a man waiting. He's hit that very well.
He's got one, and that's all he'll get. As Craig Cumming picks himself up, and or is it Jamie Howe? And that's hurt. Now New Zealand have already lost one player today, Jacob Oram. They can ill afford another injury, and that's painful.
Silva got close to him a couple of balls earlier. There's not much you can do there. Oh, that's hit the bony part of the hand. That hurts. I can tell you, it is not pleasant getting hit and close. All these mount. All you can do is really turn and perhaps hope for a rebound catch back to the wicketkeeper if you're lucky.
Oh, it's in the air, and it's on its way down towards the third man boundary, and it should make it. It was a streaky shot, but it's 4 runs nonetheless. And Sangakkara again plays nicely through the covers, and that's gone for 4 as well. And a 150 is registered. Lovely shot again by Sangakkara as he moves into the 90s and is threatening to get a second consecutive century. Too short, and he was able to stand tall and just punch it to the boundary for 4.
Tight one this. If it hits, oh, he was gone. Sangakkara had given up the ghost.
Great running, Skip.
He picks up 2. Matthew Sinclair, the fieldsman, he had given it up. Sangakkara, good pickup. Oh, a long way away though, Matthew Sinclair.
Now, will it go for 4? It'll be his 100th. What a fine 100 from Kumar Sangakkara. Second in succession following his unbeaten 100 in the opening test match at the Jade Stadium. Magnificent innings. Just as good in quality as the one at the Jade Stadium, and just as important.
Well, it caught him a bit by surprise too, Tony. I'm not sure he realised he was on 97, but you're right, absolutely fantastic effort. Sangakkara, 5,000 runs as well.
That's a magnificent stroke. Fantastic. Well, this fella Silva is also now revealing his true colours. Out for a duck in both innings on debut in the first test.
Oh, lovely shot, Sangakkara. That'll run away for 4 more. A little wide from Astle.
He's got it through. So a half century for Chamara Silva. Played very well, played with increasing confidence. Very nervous when he came out, as you would expect. Looking to get off the mark, and there is teammates all saluting him. Well, lucky. Between second slip and gully. Goes for 4, but didn't play it all that well. Sangakkara has a word with him.
Little more bounce, I think, and he's expected here, Silva. In the end, I think the only thing he probably did do well was he got into the gap. He certainly didn't mean to hit the ball in the air. Probably shouldn't have even been playing at it at all, but he did, in the end, at least fend it through the gap. It's a little more bounce than he expected, certainly.
And he could be called just beyond the fielder. Now that was in the air a long time, and in the end, knowing there's a man out there, for a moment, that was a very dangerous and scary time for Sangakkara. He decided deliberately to get under the ball, but a man out on the point boundary for that kind of stroke, and you've got to ask yourself, well, maybe he was in too far.
Out. Healthy edge to second to first slip, Stephen Fleming. Silva's finally gone just once too often outside the off stump, played away from himself and offered up a catch. Stephen Fleming does not put them down. That is a badly needed wicket for New Zealand.
Well, it's just angled across, but the length was good. It had Silva just groping away from the body, comfortably through to Fleming. So Franklin finally comes up with a delivery that brings him reward and confidence as Silva in his second test match picks up a very good 61. It's 202 for 5. Well, that's well played to get off the mark. A little easy, really. Easy runs for the new batsman. Edged and put down. Oh dear. Now then, McCullum, did he poach it from Fleming? Did it carry? We weren't quite sure of the end result. Super slow-mo will show us. Oh dear. That is a big miss. That is a big miss.
He's almost gone too far. It's got right up and hit high on his glove, almost towards the wrist.
And this one's got more on it, and it's got enough on it to go to the boundary. Oh, no shot. That's a bit dangerous. But he's well forward, but you don't want to try that too often.
No, what Simon Taufel has to weigh up here is, was the ball swinging back in to hit the stumps? The angle previously was taking it across, and the doubt favours the batsman there, and so it should. Another metre to travel.
Oh, he's got an inside edge, and McCullum's done well to stop that. Fair old gap between the bat and the pad here, and the inside edge. Good job by the keeper.
It was a good job. It did not carry. It was about a metre short.
Edge, and this one's gone through. Fleming's after it. It may well get to the boundary. Not quite. And they'll get a couple, and we'll just have to check the replay and see whether that carried.
Well, my gut reaction is with Shane Bond. It carried. I'm looking at the bowler. A gut reaction is McCullum got a glove to this. Or didn't. One of the two.
There he comes, and there he goes. That's a good blow. And excellent contact. Over the top it goes. And we've seen a few sixes today, and there's another one. Another one off the edge.
Shane Bond, there's a little hornet's nest flying around his head at the moment. He just can't believe, like a grey look there at the batsman. He can't believe it hasn't happened for him. 11.1 overs, none for 56. I mean, he has not bowled that poorly at all, as those figures tend to suggest. It's the edge of the bat for the 4th time in this, the last 6 or 7 deliveries.
Well, that might be close. Yes, he's got him. Vettori strikes right on afternoon tea. Jayawardene is LBW, and Sri Lanka go to tea at 2:39 for 6.
Well, he's loving this moment, Daniel Vettori. It seems that he can't hardly get a bowl, let alone a wicket, and now he sneaks one through, and this is a good decision. He gets the front foot forward, but does he get outside the line of off stump? I don't think so. It's certainly going on to hit. It was only half a step, and Brian Juling has given not much in the series, but that one impressed him. Jayawardene goes for 25. It's 239 for 6.
Just a single to start off with.
This time, maybe. This time, yes. And umpire Taufel says Vas is gone for no score, and Bond does pick up that wicket that he has been striving for so hard. He's deserved it too. Caught McCullum off the outside edge.
He didn't handle the pace. Playing well away from the body. Just wasn't too interested in getting well behind it. So wicket for Bond. Things continuing to swing here for New Zealand. 240 for 7. Nothing from Vas. Well, he's hit that in the air, but he's hit it firmly. And it will be another boundary for Kumar Sangakkara. Now is that out? It is. Fended at it, just pushed at it. A thin edge. Umpire Jerling really didn't have much difficulty in making it into the gloves of McCullum. And Sri Lanka just declining here. 251 for 8. 3 wickets falling in quick succession.
Beautiful spin bowling, lovely flight, and he's taken the pace off the ball, and because of that the batsman groping, just opening the blade, and a good catch by McCullum. Wonderful bowling. Excellent work by New Zealand. They're picking up these wickets now. Maharoof goes for 4, 251 for 8.
That's away for 4. Just opened the face of the bat. There's a deep point on the boundary. There's no third man. Fine shot again. Well, he managed to get the tips of the fingers to it. That would have been very brilliant had he taken it. Sangakkara just looking to steer it over second slip. Astle, not the tallest of men.
Well, if it was Fleming, you might have seen him take it a lot more comfortably than that, but one hand, and it's just got to stick, but this time it didn't. It was a good effort.
Catch!
Oh, gone. What a catch. Sinclair in close, like picking cherries off a tree, and Vettori picks up his 3rd.
Full face of the bat, low down, good catch. Came quickly, good reflex catch, but he stayed down. That's the key to it. Didn't come up and then had to go down. He stayed down. Malinga goes without scoring. 259 for 9. That's a firm shot down the ground. It goes for 4. He really clobbered that. 150 now to Kumar Sangakkara. What an innings, what a batsman. Another boundary. Another fine shot. Bond short this time. Innings over. Bond finishes off with a return catch. Murley couldn't finish off the over. And New Zealand have dismissed Sri Lanka for 268. And will feel that they've done a really good job here in good batting conditions. Lovely seeing light. And Kumar Sangakkara finishes not out, 156 out of 268 all out.
Well, another duck, the 5th of the innings for Sri Lanka. They've lost their last 5 wickets for just 29 runs. As New Zealand wrap this up in emphatic fashion, it's been a superb performance by them. And overall, 268 to bowl a side out after winning the toss. And we're deciding to bat. So Murley goes for naught, but all the applaudits are for this man, Sangakkara.
So 268 all out and an outstanding performance by Kumar Sangakkara. What a player he's become. 156 unbeaten off 192 deliveries. Talk about a one-man show, with the exception, of course, of Chamara Silva as well, battling back well after his pair on debut. 3 for 50 for Chris Martin and Daniel Vettori, 3 for 53. A couple also for Shane Bond and 1 each for Messrs Franklin and...
Just a little bit of swing and coming off the mark straight away. Oh, that's timed so well. That has really hit the stumps very solidly and still gone away for 4. And this one will go away for 4.
That's a very good blow. In position very, very early and put it away. Well, Maharoof has made the breakthrough. So it's come from nowhere, but that's the wicket that they wanted. Seemed to have everything covered. Did Cumming, went through and knocked back the middle and off stumps.
Well, there you go. Opening your trap about bringing Murray on, and Maharoof comes up with that one. But having said that, it was poor display of opening battingship, to be honest. You've got to cover that kind of delivery, and Craig Cumming was beaten neck and crop and can't quite believe it. Shakes his head, but he has to go for 13 and it's 30 for 1.
That is a very good shot. A very confident drive. Jamie Howe looking better and better as he goes on. Well, he's gone for it. The 2 men back there waiting for that shot. Top edge, goes for 6. Yes, he's got him. Well, what a contest. Tremendous contest in that over. Jamie Howe goes leg before. Now that's the 3rd time he's gone leg before in the series. A 4, a hook for 6 off the top edge, and now leg before.
Well, I'm not sure there's too much doubt about this one. It's just beaten him for pace. His feet had been moving really well throughout this innings, but they got stuck on the crease line again. And that, in the skiddiest terms from Malinga, is going on to hit plumb. Howe out for 26, New Zealand now 40 for 2.
Well, that's caught an edge. That's the end of Fleming. Caught behind, and the prize wicket of the New Zealand skipper trying to avoid it, and he's caught behind.
Yes, he couldn't get out of the way of it, Stephen Fleming. Hung the bat there a little bit, tried to pull away, couldn't get the bat out of the way. Another good delivery from Lasith Malinga. Didn't want to play it. Didn't want to play it, Stephen Fleming. Ramped it off the outside top edge. Gone. Good catch. Joe Wardener. Stephen Fleming, New Zealand skipper. He's on his way. He's out for naught. It's 40 for 3.
Astl's gone hard at this one. And he's made a pretty good connection as well, and that's 4 runs. Edged and down.
Good shot, well controlled and away for 4. Astl's come out positive. Bowled him! He has the last say. He's got it through Astle at a great rate of knots. Boy, set him up there, 147.7, right on the money, and Nathan Astle got a little cast. Oh, we've just been treated to some great fast bowling from Lasith Malinga in the last half hour. Look at that, a little bit of tail on it. Astle struggling to pick it up. He just didn't move at all, and just an involuntary jab at the ball, and it was too late. They've got their wicket on the last over. Astle out for 17, 66 for 4, and he's annoyed.
Gone through. Difficult one, as is his wont. Brendan McCullum went very, very hard at it, and to the right of, I think it's Silver in that position. That's a good appeal. He's right across his stumps, McCullum. And that being hit on the inside of the ankle, I think, at just about close to 90 miles an hour is going to hurt.
And he got late swing, didn't he? And that's what saved McCullum in the end.
Magnificent bowling. Magnificent bowling. He's had him on the back foot. He's faced a bombardment of short balls, and now the Yorker.
He had to expect it. He saw it from McCullum, and McCullum's been covering the stumps, but Sinclair didn't. Batting on leg stump, there was a big gap, and Malinga adjusted his sights from the ball 2 balls ago to McCullum, and he got it bang on. That is brilliant bowling, quite outstanding from Malinga. And so Sinclair does not add to his overnight score. He's gone for 6. It's 75 for 5.
Fine shot. Really fine shot. That will go all the way. It'll be 4. Deserves 4.
But he's struggling with the foot. He really is. That back heel is causing all sorts of problems. Oh my God, that is unbelievable. That is at the base of leg stump. That is unplayable. Simply and utterly unplayable. Well, he's batting at 7, so it won't affect the average of him batting at 8. That's the good news. The bad news is that Vettori's just received the ball of the summer, despite it being early in the summer.
Well, we've seen fast bowling here yesterday afternoon and this morning, comparable with any you will see. There is not a fast bowler in the world who can do it better than this, do it as well as perhaps on his good day, but this has been outstanding. 85 for 6. Vettori goes without scoring.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, it's trapped him. That's the one that we were waiting for, that would just get him crease bound. And Jacob Orum's lack of mobility meant he was stuck a wee bit. The Dusra, the one that comes back into the left-hander, has paid a big, big dividend.
Well, the lack of mobility and the fact that he couldn't pick it. Looked maybe a touch wide, I thought. Could have been. Might not have come back enough, but Brian Jerling said, yes, it did for mine. Jacob Oram on his way for 1, and it's 90 for 7.
It's a free hit, and McCullum doesn't miss out on that. Thank you very much, he says. A rare loose delivery from Murali, and that was bad. Price again. Yeah, that's done him. It's the Dusra once more. They just can't pick it. They can't see Malinga. They can't pick Murali. How can they play?
Get him off. 98 for 8. James Franklin goes as well again. This one looks far better. It certainly looks like a goodie. Murley with the doosra. That's pitching on and hitting. That is out. No two ways about it. James Franklin's gone back. Brian Durling. Another one for New Zealand. Just James Franklin is out for one. New Zealand 98 for 8 now.
Yeah, that's, I think, a bit of helmet, maybe, a bit of glove, a bit of everything.
Yes, first impressions were glove and then helmet, Smithy. Have a look at it here. Yes. Good bit of the glove, then onto the helmet. Another good quick delivery from Malinga.
Close. Well, is that come off well? They're appealing for everything here. LBW not happy. They think the ball has come off the bat as well for the catch and close by Silva. It's 100 for 8. Just. They're all smiling. I think they're pretty confident it was pad and bat.
Oh, have a look at it here. Oh, straight off the face after the pad. Pad first. Maybe the face of the bat directly afterwards. We'll see it better here. Oh, yes, straight off the face of the bat. That he's almost hit it directly to him in close. It's hit the pad first, and then he's just pushed it straight off the face of the bat there to the man in close. Shane Bond, very lucky.
Thumped it. And that's a beautiful shot for 4. Even numbers will do just fine.
Well, that's off the bat, I think, and heading off down to the boundary, and we'll have to look at the umpire. Yep. So a boundary for Shane Bond. It went very fine between the keeper and first slip. Now, did the keeper get a glove on it?
When the batsman's slashing like this, it always goes very quickly, and CJ Warner not even moving there. His weight perhaps got a little bit back because Bond was attacking.
Oh, he's got him. He's got him. He didn't play a shot at it. And that's undone him, because I think it hit him outside the line, but he made no real effort to play a shot at it.
Yeah, if Shane Bond had decided to play this, it was all too late. Thrusting the pad out. Outside the line of off stump, spinning back, could actually hit him in line. I think that's a good decision there. No real intent to hit the ball. Bond's gone. It's now 9 down for 116. Bond out for 8.
Great effort. Sri Lanka knew what was happening as well, and so they've had to go upstairs. Tried to run a by. They had virtually a leg slip in there. He got the transfer pass and hit the stumps, and it is, oh, I think he's in. Looks like he might be in.
Oh, it's touch and go. It's brilliant teamwork by Sri Lanka. They were onto it. They knew the ball had to go to a man without the gloves on to throw it, and Martin may just have beaten him. Yes, he's got his ground there, so well done, Chris Martin.
Oh, the drama of Test cricket. Goes again, and oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. They decided not to take the run, so there was no real pressure on the fieldsman. All he had to do was stop it, and he hasn't achieved that. It's Chaminda Vas down there, so this is poor cricket by the veteran left armour. You can see they're not going to take a single, so all he's got to do is stop it somehow, and he didn't. That's a lovely shot. He's got it away for 4. A no ball. I think it was too high, and up goes the finger to indicate that.
He's just starting to tire here. He went for the slower ball and got it very wrong. It just had to be helped away behind square. Picked the gap this time as well, McCullum. He has been hitting them straight at the fielders out there on the fence. This time he got it in the gap.
Clean bowled him. The 5th New Zealand batsman to be clean bowled in this innings. McCullum goes, and it's all over at 130.
Yeah, McCullum looking to get down the wicket and to go with the wind, but brilliantly bowled, absolutely superbly bowled. Was a doosra, and it's done. McCullum all ends up. Malinga opened the door and Murali finished it off. McCullum out for 43, New Zealand all out for 130.
Oh dear, I think is what you have to say about that New Zealand performance. 130 all out in less than 40 overs. 43 from McCullum, the top score. The openers both making starts, but aside from that, very little. And no surprise to see Muralitharan with 4 for 31, but pick of the bowling this time, Malinga 5 for 68. Between them, the two M's are wreaking the damage. And it meant that at the halfway stage, New Zealand trailed by 138. A lot of hard work ahead for them.
Taranga, the man on strike. No ball called.
Well, New Zealand should be smarting a wee bit from this, and they have to be very fired up. The only way they're going to get back in this game is to bowl Sri Lanka out for around about 150 or less. They don't want to have to go 300. Taken beautifully by Matthew Sinclair. Oh, great judgment there. Magnificent trusting of the pitch from Taranga.
Well, I think he expected that to move away clearly and seam up, and it didn't. It actually just on the angle. And if it had been a little less bounce, it would have clipped the top of the off stump. He's underway.
This is where I feel he is very dangerous, Jayasuriya, because they're in credit.
Well, you could hear the sound of the ball on bat, and it was a cracking stroke. Good stroke, little drop kick, signature shot from Jayasuriya. It's what you see him play a lot in the one-day game, chipping over the inner ring and away for 4. Oh, glorious. Absolutely stunning stroke. Well, good stroke. He just checked his drive here, Taranga. And he checked it so well that it just got to the boundary after just threading a needle through the gap, and a good 4.
Well, that's quite nicely timed, isn't it? Looked like he was cramped for room for a second or two, but that's Jayasuriya for you. And it looks like he might be getting into gear.
Gone. Well, that's just the break they needed. Chris Martin strikes, got the first 3 wickets in the first innings, and in his first over after the break, that'll give New Zealand a big lift. Umpire Taufel raising the finger. 44 for 1.
First question is, where did this one pitch? It's fairly full. I think that's pitched on middle and leg, and I think that's hitting middle halfway up. That's dead. Taranga has to go. Martin was pleading for it. The New Zealanders needed it badly. They needed that wicket after the pre-lunch bowling session for them. They've got it. They've got a good one too. Taranga's out for 20, 44 for 1.
Here's Bond. Straight in. Straight into his lap. A cut shot. Well, he was almost out like that in the first innings. It cleared the fielder. Man stationed directly there, and Sangakkara is gone cheaply. Trap set for him. He fell into it, straight into the lap of James Franklin. 62 for 2.
Really a man in tremendous form, and Pat's overconfident. It did bounce more and was too close to him. Because of that, he couldn't control it. He couldn't keep it down. He had a crack at getting out that way in the first innings. This time James Franklin was perfectly positioned to take the catch. What a disappointing dismissal for such a classy player, Sangakkara, but he's on his way cheaply for 8. It's 62 for 2.
Brian Jerling is not agreeing with 11 screaming New Zealanders on the field. Certainly there was a sound. He had to make a decision. Now, was it bat on stump on turf?
Well, there's definitely bat on turf here, without doubt. It's whether it's taken the ball as well.
Edge taken. Jayasuriya goes. Vettori strikes. And another experienced man heading back.
Well, Bob Grant Nisbet, he called it. Daniel Vettori came in. Didn't turn as much as Jayasuriya was expecting. Well flighted. Jayasuriya just pushing forward, the angled bat. That's the key there. Easy catch for Stephen Fleming. He picks that up. New Zealanders on a roll. They've got Sangakkara. Now they've got Jayasuriya. He makes the long walk back to the pavilion, and it is out for 31. It's 62 for 3.
That's a nice shot. That's beautifully timed. In actual fact, it's away to the boundary. Just gave him a little bit of width. And he's hit it away square for 4. And Vettori just bowling a bit short at the moment and getting hit away short and wide.
It's gone away for 4. Risky, streaky, but along the ground, no chance. Oh, lovely shot. What a classic cover drive. It might not be timed well enough to go for 4. It will be. Oh, this was a bit streaky. Wasn't totally controlled. He's got away with it. Chase for the fielder down here in the ill-fitting jersey. I think he's borrowed that one. And he can't pull it in. And that's the 100 up for Sri Lanka. Oh, he's bowled him straight through. How did that get through? One of the most innocuous deliveries Daniel Vettori will ever bowl. Has beaten Kapagedera and bowled him, as they say, neck and crop.
I told you something would happen once we came on. A little bit of a boring period the last half an hour. Even worse than Cummins' dismissal. At least Cummins had the excuse that it was quick. He just missed it. Went straight through, clattered the stumps. 100 for 4. He goes for 27. Just came down in time on it. Quick armed ball from Vettori. He dropped it. I think he's got an edge onto it, maybe appealing for a leg before, but there was something onto it and Sinclair didn't take.
Just wondering how he didn't hit this in the middle of the bat either. Daniel Vettori's playing tricks on everyone, because this one snuck through and it hit something. Both, it hit bat and pad.
Just short. Just short. So within a couple of inches of that wicket.
Oh, I think this might have carried, Tony. I've got a sneaky feeling just looking at the reaction. And that would have been as a result of the brilliant fielding of Vettori if it had stuck. It's to Astle, who's had a pretty quiet game. Oh.
Good shot, very good shot, straight to the boundary. Dropped too short by Chris Martin, and this is a good batting pitch now. Not this time. Just looked to be heading down leg side, really. But as they say, worth a shout.
Well, look at Matthew Sinclair. He doesn't go down. He actually stays quite still. But it's a slight angle. Beautifully bowled. Look at the lovely loop. I think you've got to give that the benefit.
In the air, and And in the gap, there's a man there for that shot, but the placement was spot on. 4 more runs. 141 for 4. All solid. Very solidly hit. They'll push for 2 here. A big run off the fence from the fieldsman, and they'll complete 2 quite nicely. And that's the 50 partnership. Shouts will catch it.
It's off the bat.
Yep, a tough chance. 152 for 4.
Yes, just a little. Went to paddle it around the corner again. Just comes off the top edge of the bat there. Towards the gloves. Good effort, Matthew Sinclair. Can't be expected to take too many tough chances.
In the air. And falling short. Well, there was some interest there from the fielders, but once again the ball falls into open spaces.
And there's another one, nicely played, inside out. Batsman saying, okay, you bowl there and I can still hit you over long off. Up they go, and they got him. They got him. A catch down the leg side and beautifully handled by Matthew Sinclair. And that is a strangle and a half.
Well, it is, and J.R. Wardner is far from happy about this. He keeps looking back and shaking his head. He didn't want to go, but the rules say he has got to. He thinks it might have clipped his pad or his thigh pad. He might be right. Anyway, it was well taken by Matthew Sinclair. Let's just see from here if we can pick up what it hit. The pad. It went past the bat and hit the pad by the look of it. So J.R. Wardner is quite right to be upset, but umpire Taufel has the final say. It's 168 for 5.
Oh, just wide. Great effort in the gully. Edge and down. Pretty sure that one carried to Nathan Astle. We'll check it. It was heading down and away. Not easy.
Brilliant piece of bowling. The quick bouncer, and then he got him into a situation where he didn't want to play the ball. And I think Astle's hand did get underneath it. A reaction from everybody concerned tend to suggest really that the right hand, it was a tough one, it was going down. It could have stuck. Would have been a magnificent catch.
Oh, that was an unusual shot. He's got it away. It's, I don't know, I suppose that's a late cut.
Good shot. And that's his half century.
Good shot. Could run all the way if it gets onto those practice wickets. Oh, it's done it now. It's into the boundary for 4. Well played once again.
Okay, that's gone. Travis couldn't get it. Again, just short. They're really teasing Nathan Astle today. He's had a couple which have landed just short, one which is just barely carried. None of them have qualified as a catch.
It's a good healthy edge. Hasn't really gone too hard at the ball though, Joe Wardner.
Well bowled. Certainly beat him.
Very wide on the crease there, Daniel Vettori. Outside off stump.
Got him on the elbow. Got him on the right elbow, and that's hurt. That really has hurt. You could hear it through our effects microphone.
Well, he wanted to leave it. Oh, that is right on the bony point of the elbow. And that will hurt. That will hurt.
That is over extra cover. As simple as that. Just short.
And that is a wonderful cover drive. Well, we're seeing some good shot play from the young pair.
That's in the gap, and that's 4 more too. That was hit so well.
Very tight delivery this, and one also from a player who's been starved of bowling and is coming to the end of a fairly long afternoon. That's just short and wide and very slow down the other end, 82 kilometres per hour, and it was really there for the taking. Whack.
And there is plenty to think about there. 225 for 5. That will be stumps on the second day of a test match that is well advanced. Terrific effort by those two. They've put on 57. Silva in his second test match gone over 50 for the second time. He's not out on 79. Prasanna Jayawardene, the new wicket keeper, he's on 22 and starting to prove his worth with the bat and his place at number 7. Plenty to think about for Stephen Fleming. Plenty of frustration for Stephen Fleming. He's lost players left, right and centre, and he knows he's got a massive batting job ahead of him.
First ball of the day then, Vettori the bowler. And an aggressive approach immediately taken by Jayawardene, and the first run of day 3.
Over the top for 4. He's not going to hang around in the 90s, it seems, the little Silva. Flashing wide of the off stump and picking up well, bonus runs there. Sri Lanka bring up their 250. Their lead is extended to 388. And if you're going to go hard, they say.
When you get middle order players facing what is generally the second new ball in on a score, the bowlers want to use it for wickets, but often the batsmen will use it to attack.
That's 4 as well. He is not hanging around. A full toss down the ground for 4 at a great rate of knots. So the new ball has paid dividends, all right, for the batting side. No time. He's going to scamper through, put the pressure on, and he gets it. Oh, what a moment. What a moment, and what a comeback. One of the best comebacks you'll see in a very new Test career ever. A pair on debut, a century next time round, and all his experienced teammates come out on the balcony to congratulate him. There's a hug from Jayawardene. What a special day in this cricketing life. There's a multitude of Test hundreds there applauding this bloke's first one. Well done, son. That's a great shot. Just magnificent pull shot. He had so much time there.
Statistically, Prasanna Jayawardene didn't bring any form to suggest that he could bat. Well, the form he showed in that shot would suggest to me that he may score some runs at the test match level. That is as good a pull shot as you will ever see.
Straight up in the air. This should be out. It will be out. It is, yeah. So they get the breakthrough. Martin gets the breakthrough. The sub fielder does it, Stu Mills. So that's going to go down court sub, but very vital that New Zealand have been able to break through, and Prasanna Jayawardene is on his way back. He failed to get the timing right this time around.
He just played a fantastic pull shot earlier. This time, he just got cramped for him, and he had to fetch a little bit from the offside. It got too close to him there, and all he could do was spoon it up in the air, and well done, Stu Mills. The heart would have been racing. But this partnership has finally broken. It was a great partnership. Prasanna Jayawardene out for 37. It's 262 for 6.
Nice shot. weight on the back foot for Vast, so that delivery well up to him. Just lost possession of it. Gives the batsman the opportunity to finish 2 runs comfortably. Well, if they're to make a challenge at this, the top batsman in the New Zealand team will have to fire as they haven't done in the series so far. Stephen Fleming, the captain, of course, being the most prominent. And he's got hold of that and put that away for 4. Maybe not off the very middle of the bat, but enough of it for a boundary. 279 for 6.
Yes, good shot. As Tony said, not quite out of the middle. A little bit high on the bat, but no man back. Brings about another boundary. Chamara Silva.
Just past second slip, and a good save. Good save down at third man.
Great shot. Right off the meat of the bat. That was easy pickings. Short, around 133 kilometres per hour, and Chamara Silva says, even at my age, I can see that and I can belt it. Bang. It's gone down the ground for 4. It's intentionally played in the air, and Shane Bond was quite close in at mid-on. No problem.
Oh, that's a beauty. Wow, there's a bit in that. 144, not only from Chris Martin in terms of the pace, but also off the pitch. Where's this gone? It's a good stroke. Yes, it's got a lot on it, and he hit it in front of square, and that was the main thing. If he'd hit it just behind, he might have been in trouble.
Well, he had so much time. That was the key. There it goes. He's lost it. The fence has found it. I'm loving it. 4 more in the air and away from the only gully fieldsman. Great shot. It's a boundary behind square on the offside.
Goes in the air again, and it falls just short. They've tried to set the trap. They've got 3 men out in the deep. So far, he hasn't holed out. Got it through. Lovely shot. And he's shown that he can hit it to the boundary, both leg side and offside. Chamara Silva. Up they go in the appeal, and he says not out. Just a slight movement of the hand there, Simon Torfel. You just wonder whether the finger was going to go up.
He wasn't convinced, was he? No. Off the pad. Big appeal.
Nice shot. Lovely stroke. Fieldsman will be doing well, and he can't quite make it. Good effort.
That could be close. May not have turned back enough, perhaps missing the off stump. Certainly plenty of interest from the bowler. No bat on it, leg by's called. Let's have a look at this on the Sky track. Pitching on about off. It just straightened. There's a hint that could be going on to hit off, but I think that's a good decision. There's got to be doubt there. That could be an outside edge, that, yeah, thick edge. Vast has finally gone. He's rode his luck a little bit in this innings, and New Zealanders have finally got him.
Well, before lunch, you could hardly get bat onto ball. Now he's got just an edge onto it. tried to bounce him out. He teased the fielders in the deep, and now he's got an edge, and McCullum takes the catch. Wicket for Vettori. He's had a really long spell here. It's his 4th wicket. He's in his 41st over, and it's 350 for 7.
That's close. That's dead. Vettori has 5. He wanted a long spell. He wanted a chance to get wickets for New Zealand. Well, he's done that. He's picked up his 5th. It's Maharoof, he's gone for the slog sweep. It was just a bit full for that. It snuck through, and that is a very easy decision indeed to make. Maharoof on his way for 1. It's 356 for 8.
That's a fantastic shot. What a way to raise 150. Chamara Silva, he certainly is making up 500 lead as well with that shot, making up for those double ducks on Test debut. He's got 6. Faster arm ball. Malinga had no answer to it. Well, I suppose the kind of ball you get from Malinga, only thing about 20 or 30 miles an hour faster. Right up there.
Vettori's ball that's just slid on has troubled most of the Sri Lankan players from time to time. Malinga's gone nowhere there. It's hit him very deep in the crease. Simon Taufel very quick with a finger. Malinga's out for 0, 365 for 9.
Well, he won't get it. No question that the appeal was going to be as vociferous as that. But umpire Taufel won't give him the hat trick.
He had a wry smile on his face, Taufel. Suggestion of a bit of bat in that as well. Not interested.
Well, that's another wicket for Daniel Vettori. He saw off the hat trick, but he's had 3 wickets in 4 balls to finish off the innings. 6 wickets in the innings, and for the 3rd time in his celebrated Test career, Daniel Vettori has 10 wickets in the match. 3 in the first innings here, and now 6 in this innings. So 365 all out Sri Lanka. It's left Silva 152 not out, and left New Zealand with 504 to win the Test match. There's plenty of time left.
Well, a much better effort second time around by Sri Lanka with Chamara Silva, the standout performer this time, 152 not out. What a Test match he's had, especially when you bear in mind what happened to him in the first Test. Jimmy Devas with 47, 37 from Jal Wardner as well, and a few modest contributions towards the top of the order as well. One bowler's name reappeared with regularity. Vettori 7 for 130, 10 for the match, couple of wickets for Martin, just the 1 for Bond and nothing for James Franklin. So Sri Lanka's lead 503. New Zealand were going to have to make history if they were to...
New Zealand is underway.
And that's gone away. He knocked it down. It was not a chance. First boundary for Jamie Howe. Need a bit of luck as well.
Certainly do. Nothing wrong with that. An edge, but an edge that went into the ground. And like you say, you certainly do just need an ounce of luck early on in an innings.
That time it was even more control, so a good boundary there. And he's looking to get forward, and that's the key. That's the key to batting, is getting forward, getting over the top of the ball, particularly someone like Vas. He's not going to bounce you out. Get forward, get that bat angled into the ground, so when even if it hits the outside edge, They'll race away for 4. Good bouncer from Malinga, and look at that. That may have been, that was something that the batsman asked for, that Brian Jerling there has actually covered up his black trousers, well, certainly the upper half of them, with a white sweater, acting as a kind of a side screen.
It looks like a woolen skirt almost, doesn't it? And I do believe it's a New Zealand sweater, and the man in the New Zealand sweater might be having a word to Simon Taufel and looking at the light.
That is a good point. That is a New Zealand sweater.
They've obviously given it to him.
Yeah. So they'll be checking their light meters, and there you see Simon Taufel, who is the senior umpire, has offered the New Zealanders the chance to go off. They've accepted, as you would expect.
So the resumption of play here on the 3rd day with Malinga bowling to Cumming. Oh, he likes those ones, and he's got plenty on that. He does pull the ball and hook the ball extremely well, Jamie Howe. Good shot, very good shot. Half volley outside the off stump. Jamie Howe didn't miss out there.
Great pull shot. Beautifully played over the top of the ball and into the ground and races away. It's 33 for none. Terrific shot. That is magnificent off the back foot. Oh, that's well played, isn't it? Goodness me, smacked it. I'm just waiting to see whether it carried, but boy, it travelled with such velocity. I don't think they're having any trouble picking him up at the moment.
Well, that's a superb shot. Went straight in the hot dog. I hope it's not in the deep fryer. It's a short ball from Malinga. Very well played. Jamie Howe hit it hard. There's the ball. Bouncing, watching. Oh, right in the stomach. Right in the stomach.
That's close. I think that's out. Yes, it is. Jamie Howe never picked that up. It was full, it was straight, and I don't think Jamie Howe saw that at all. He was in the process of ducking, if anything, and it's going on to hit leg stump for mine. I think leg stump.
Look, it's one of those ones where you think it does look good at first, but I thought maybe that could have been, that's missing leg. Is it? Oh, it's a tough decision. First up, you probably think it's out because it just looks so bad. Jamie Howe, he wanted to duck, he wanted to get out of the way, but he did not see it at all. You can't blame Jamie Howe. He was looking to get out of the way of the ball. He had no idea where it was. He's gone for 33. It's 56 for 1.
Gone, caught behind. Dusara in his first over, Muiralatham strikes. Cumming had difficulty with that Dusara. The ball, a leg break with the similar action, the off break action. So both openers have gone in successive overs.
Well, it's an amazing delivery, because as a batsman you're thinking it's an off spinner, but such is his awkwardness, the fact that he is very unorthodox, and then to see it whip away like a leg spinner, it means it's coming, has gone for 20. It's 60 for 2.
That's 4. Fleming gets onto the front foot and gets it through third slip area where there is nobody. That's a good shot. Vass has run out of patience and Fleming cashes in for 4. That's, as far as fielding goes, very much in the average basket.
Come on. Hey.
Sri Lanka really shoddy stuff. That was a half run out chance where Stephen Fleming was really stretching out, and all of a sudden it becomes 5 because nobody is backing up.
Punching it through the offside and taking advantage of half volleys when they come along. And capable of bringing up the 100 with a lovely stroke through the offside.
Good shot. Gone through the backward point fielder and possibly will go all the way. It's gone onto the practice pitch down there and does go all the way. Deathly silence behind the wicket then. Not a word said as Flemings has silenced them with that shot. Superb shot for 4. Caught behind. Malinga gets the wicket with his first over. And that is a huge wicket for Sri Lanka. With Fleming, who was looking so solid, so good. Undone by a little bit of extra pace from Malinga. Caught behind. 3rd wicket gone for 115.
Well, that is difficult to fathom when you consider this is Malinga's first delivery to Fleming, and Fleming goes for a very loose stroke. Not for one ball did he have a look at Malinga. Did he just try and settle in against the new bowler, and he has paid the biggest penalty of all, because he's gone for 27, and New Zealand now 115 for 3.
There's an attempted Yorker, and it's been helped on its way. Good shot. Matthew Sinclair.
And it's worked for him. It has worked for him. He's found the edge. Matthew Sinclair is devastated with himself. Jayawardene is elated with his bowling change. Sinclair's on his way. He had battled so hard, but he's been undone by that delivery, the Dusra.
Good low catch by Jayawardene, and they were calling even before the over started for Murali to put in the Dusra. Let's get the Dusra, and they got it, and it got the Sinclair. 4 down for 139. Sinclair goes for 37. Cracked away very short indeed. It was the Dusra. And McCullum gets off the mark with a boundary.
Through. Thrown away for 4. It was a tired effort from that on. Not a great ball though, and it was put away.
Gone on the back foot. How many times we've seen New Zealand batsmen confused by Muralitharan going on the back foot. It's the 3rd time he's gone leg before wicket to Muralitharan out of 4 innings in the series. And on this occasion, he's on the back foot. He was on the front foot on the 2 previous occasions.
The ball is bowled at 95 kph. And that forced Astle back, but at that speed, Murali can still spin the ball. And that is what has done Nathan Astle. Quick turn, out for 9, 156 for 5.
And that's again slack fielding.
Well, it was a matter of time, as Ian Smith said. Oram so restricted with his footwork, stuck on the crease. We thought it might have been Murali, the successful bowler, but Vas has come into the attack, and immediately he's got one up full, and Oram just not getting out of the blocks at all, and has played all around a straight one.
Well, he just can't get forward to the extent he wants, and we said that this bloke will just bowl for LBWs all day, and that is as out as you'll ever get, I'm afraid. And Jacob Oram knew it. He looked up at fairly guiltily straight away. It hit him so low on the pad that he's gone for 4. Twice LBW in the match. It's 161 for 6. Gone. Chopped it on. McCullum can't believe it. I couldn't for a second myself, I've got to say. From way outside leg stump, he's tried to cut the off spinner and just jammed himself up to the point where he had no control.
Yeah, you're right. were expecting the ball to go sort of down backward a point. But the turn, it tucked him up so much that in the end, he hit it into his front pad, his front foot, and that just went back onto the off bail, or the off stump, knocked off the bail. And so Murali continues to wreak havoc with the Black Caps batting today. He's out for 17, bowled Muralitharan. It's 163 for 7.
Poor fielding.
Edged and wide where slip was. Second slip. Not there and away for 4.
That is well put away. Just swiveled on the back foot.
That's nicely played away, and that should go to the boundary. And indeed it does. Oh, beautiful. That's a very good shot indeed. Oh, it's cleaned him out with a no ball. Vettori was wandering off. Didn't hear the call and had to be called back by James Franklin. Oh, good shot. Very good. And this should have enough on it to get to the boundary once more. So 2 consecutive boundaries from James Franklin.
Oh, he's got away with it, Vettori. And that'll be his 50. He's done it again, Daniel Vettori, and he's a little unconventional, but how valuable is he? What an asset. He's done it again. That's close. That's very close. Yeah, he didn't play a shot. Daniel Vettori did not play a shot. That's his problem there. And I think he knew it straight away. He read that as the off spinner, and it was the Dusra.
Disappointment for Daniel Vettori. Jubilation for Matai Muralitharan. Here it is. Pitching on middle, straightening, hitting off stump. Daniel Vettori not offering a shot. He's just tucked the bat in behind the pad. No shot off it at all. Sangakkara, Sri Lankan team up in unison. Vettori gone for 51. It's 259 for 8.
Edge. And that is out. So Maharoof has his wicket and Bond departs. New Zealand now 9 down. The end is nigh.
Well, good bowling from Maharoof. He's getting a good applause there from the pats on the back from his teammates. He's tried pretty hard. Bond just trying to hit it to square on the offside. Comfortable catch to Sangakkara. So Bond has gone. And New Zealand now 278 for 9.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, somehow that's gone right through. Missed the leg stump and gone for 4 byes. Franklin's gone over the top and is out, caught. The game is over. Sri Lanka win it by 218 runs. Murali takes 6 wickets and 10 in the match, and a decisive win for Sri Lanka to draw the series.
Well, it was the highest 4th innings total in the history of Test matches at the Basin Reserve, but that's scant consolation as far as New Zealand are concerned. 286 all out. Vettori and Franklin offered some resistance, 96 for the 8th wicket. But it was an uphill task, and they were never going to get to the top of the hill, or even halfway there, to be honest. 6 for 87 for Murali, 10 in the match. 5th time in the last 6 Test matches he's managed that. 90 wickets in the calendar year. 2 more for Malinga, 7 in the match for him. 1 for Maharoof and 1 for Vas. And victory for Sri Lanka by 217 runs, so the series is tied at 1 apiece.